Parramatta Eels squeak away from being the wooden spoon players in the spoon bowl against the West Tigers. Got it done in a much needed victory and pushed themselves up even past the Rabbitohs, who really declined at the end of the season. But yes, if they had got the wooden spoon, Peter Sterling was ready to take the number 7 jersey back because they are absolutely going rubbish. He was ready to come out of retirement. All joking aside, the spiritual leader, King Gutho, is gone. Regan Campbell-Gillard's gone. The commander-in-chief of Brad Arthur is saluted out the door. See you later, mate. Time to go. Bye-bye. Yes, and the Jason Ryles gets the appointment as the new head coach. And from my understanding, he's very similar to Brad Arthur in a way, so it's interesting to see why he's gone down that track. And with his tutelage under Bellyache, it's going to be interesting to see how he goes with the Parramatta. But yeah, with King Gutho gone, is it all downhill from here, or will they live up to the potential now and bounce back towards grand final glory, which they've been trying to get since the 80s? So a lot of work to be done. And can he fix the Dylan Brown issue, because he's been absolutely up and down, doing silly things off the field? Can he get him concentrating on footy? And also, will the Dylan Brown options and Mitchell Moses options be a talking point if they start to struggle again all season long? And will they move and Mitchell Moses to the Roosters? That's what the talk is out there. We will see. But yes, it's going to be interesting. And also, will Lomax and Addo Carr bringing the attacking flair not seen to semi-Rad Rudder and back in the day, the likes of Eric Grove Sr., Mick Cronin, and the likes that Parramatta love to have. They want their hard-nosed. These aren't hard-nosed players, but they can play some great football. And to me, they got to be playing wing. We will find that out right here now as we do the Parramatta Season Review 2025. And I look at the best 17 for the Parramatta Eels in 2025. Yes, well, an interesting here. They let go of very much of the experienced Clint Gutho and going to be going with pretty much a newbie and Isaiah Iongi from the Panthers. Interesting signing. He couldn't make the Panthers squad, and now he's here and he gets his chance at fullback from all reports. Interesting to see how that goes. Obviously, Zach Lomax could go back there. Hayes Dunster, Bailey Simonson there. There's a few options there if it doesn't work out, but Isaiah Iongi will get the first shot. And to me, I think that doesn't bode well for a premiership threat. The wingers, to me, I would be going for Zach Lomax and Josh Addo Carr because they're nearly the two best wingers in the game. At their best, they're definitely in the top 10. I think they just play wing. I think forget about centre, Zach Lomax. You play wing, you'll be wing all the time for New South Wales going forward. I think that's what he needs to do, which is a bit of an issue because then who do you put in the other centre pair of Will Penasini? That's the issue I got here. I've gone with Sean Russell, but defensively he has struggled at times. So Bailey Simonson can easily go in there. Hayes Dunster. There is a few options, but they're just missing another outside back is probably one question mark I'd have there. If Ironman was its centre and they had Clint Gutherson there, then I would say that makes more sense and they would be a premiership threat, but that's my question mark. Dylan Brown and Mitchell Moses, there's no doubt about that. It's at their best, very good. Forward pack's a little bit of a thing for me. I don't know if they have that alpha dog anymore. Junior Paulo and Joe Gary, one of them has to be, but I'm just not sure that's in their nature. Brendan Hands, well, he gets there by default with Joey Lussick, but they desperately need a hooker, or they need one of these two to really rise up. So that will be my hooker rotation on the team. So Joey Lussick on the bench. Backup options in the is Dean Hawkins for the halfback spot, but yeah, he obviously will come in if injuries happen or origin for Moses, but yeah, can be interesting to see. The second row sort of thing is pretty much standard, but I've just changed it up a little bit. Sean Lane, Ryan Madison, I'd rather have him starting because I don't think he's an impact player. He's a starting player, and Jermaine Hopgood, which gives Bright Cartwright to go onto the bench with Joey Lussick, Matt Dury for me, and Jack Williams. Probably not enough flexibility on the bench, you could argue. But he only got like sort of Winamu Greek, Kalma Talagi could potentially come back in there. Josiah Papali'i, he's going to be an interesting one. Looking forward how he goes. Obviously Dean Hawkins and a few others, but yes. Yeah, lack of depth seems to be a question. It's not the only club. There's a lot of clubs struggling for me for lack of depth with the amount of talent spread around the competition now with 17 teams and soon to be 18 and up to 20 soon. That's why the stronger teams are getting stronger, because there's not much in the lower player in terms of payment wise. So the lower player will go for a little bit less to go to Penrith, and even the topper players will go for a little less to go to these topper teams. So that's big questions for Parramatta. But yeah, will Parramatta get over the Brad Arthur saga? Really, that's going to be a big question mark over that. Have they rallied the troops as Jason Ryles got them going? He didn't take the Dragons job, and the Dragons went well under Shane Flanagan, so we'll see what he can do, Jason Ryles. He looks like he'll be a good coach and he will get stuff done. But yeah, where do I see the strengths of this side? Well, obviously Lomax and Josh Addo Carr, if they play wing, outstanding. Dylan Brown and Mitchell Moses at their peaks, absolutely outstanding. Sean Lane, Jermaine Hopwood, Ryan Madison, you can add Brian Craft, right? They are very good. But the prop rotation, to me, I'm just not sure they've got the grunt. They've got the person that will go take it to them, the Fisher Harris type player. Junior Paulo, he is a good player, but he's more of the Moses Leota, you could say. But they need that James Fisher Harris. They need that top dog. They need the Adam Fanord Blake. They need someone like that. I just don't think they have that. And that could be what lets them down from any chance for the premiership. Also, Brendan Hands and Isaiah Iongi, both of these players, and Jerry Lussett, all of them need to go to another level. If those three go to another level, this team can win a premiership. But if they don't, they'll be floundering to make the top 8. That's probably as big as I can say. And there's not a lot of good hookers in the competition right now. That is the question mark. There's a lot of halfbacks been pushed into the hooker. I don't know what's happening there. When you've got someone like Cameron Smith, maybe they need him to be coaching more teams and getting these hookers up to standard, because they're not really up to standard. And then he seems to be coming out of the Melbourne Storm system is where you need to go. You can see what's happened to Brandon Smith when he's left the Melbourne Storm system. It's gone to custard. So obviously he gets the best out of players, especially in their hooker position. Does Craig Bellamy clearly, and obviously he does have help from others around him. But for Parramatta, a hooker would be in fullback. That's what they're missing: a hooker, fullback, and a prop. Those are the 3 key ingredients. To me, if they had those 3 locked down, top class ones, but obviously it's hard with the money they got on others. That makes it hard for them to get that. Unless you put Lomax at fullback and think he's going to do the job there. Interesting going forward for this team, the Parramatta Eels. They're borderline top 8 for me. I don't know, it's too early. I have to look at all the team squads before I really have a real look at what I think is going to happen 2025. But as we know, you can have the worst squad in the comp and nearly win it. So it's not about that. It's just about what belief you have in the team at the right time of the season. And it really comes down to that origin period. At the origin period, you're in the hunt, and then you storm into form from there. That's where the premiership is won. You can lose it before then, no doubt about it, if you haven't got enough wins and you're pushing your tails to come up. But if you've got enough wins after the origin period into their last 8 rounds or so, then you only need to win a couple, or you get on a roll, win 6 in a row. That's when you can make some damage in the finals. But if you're really back on the back end and need to win 7 out of 8, most of the time you're struggling. There's often one team that can do it, but that's only 1 out of the 8 teams that will be able to do that. So it's going to be interesting to see. But yeah, for me, Parramatta, it should be an improvement, but no guarantee. They need to keep these players on the park too. But anyway, that is the Parramatta Eels.